Hi, it's Charlie Guarino. I want to talk about yet another new feature in RDi 9607, and that is the ability to see very large character strings while you're debugging. In the older versions of RDi, if you're in the variables view, you could not see more than 1024 characters. Now that might seem like a lot, I suppose, but that's not really a lot under certain conditions. If you were to move that variable or copy that variable to the monitors view, you could then see just over 4,000. Better, but still not as good as what we really need, because as we're shifting into more XML documents and JSON documents, for example, and we're putting those directly into variable strings, and then we're parsing them, they will surely be over 4,000 bytes long. So with 9607, we now have the ability to see 30,000 characters. That's pretty amazing, pretty cool. Now this feature, I should point out, is only available in IBM i 7.3 and 7.4. And for each version of IBM i, there is a PTF that needs to be applied. You can find the actual PTF on the RDi fix list. Go to Google, type in RDi fix list, and you'll see it right there. You'll see it right on the top. Click on that. You'll see the PTFs you need to install. They can install immediately, so this is also a good thing. Once you have that, you'll be on your way to seeing large variables. You know, in the old way, in the green screen, if you had to see portions of a string that were greater than 1024, you had to do an eval with *C and then put a starting position. What a mess. Even in RDi, if you want to see more than 4,000, you have to look at memory. What a mess. This is the clean way. It's the modern way. It's the way to do it. So I'm going to now show you a live demonstration in a very simple program that will bring in very large XML strings, and you'll see how I will be able to see them in the variables view. All right, here we go. Here's a very small program. It's called XML Debug. This program actually runs in a library also called XML Debug. That's okay. So what we're doing here is I have a simple little fspec here. There's this transaction file called XML tran data. And what this program's going to do right here is this has a simple little loop here, and it's going just to read records from tran data. And with each one, there's going to be a field in that file or in that table called CXML data. That's a 24,000 character field, as you can see right there when I hover over 24,000. So it can contain very large values. It's going to pass that to a parsing service program. Here's the procedure called sax parser. And then this is going to parse it, output the data into a table, and then return over here. And it just loops around. Very simple. So what I'm going to do now is I will minimize this, and I will confirm with the new library list view, which is also in 9607. There's my library list view. I'm confirming that my XML debug library is on the library list, so that's good. Here's an object filter in RDi. Here is that same program, XML debug. I will simply right-click on here and say debug as batch job. That job will get submitted to batch, and the debug perspective will display the program as it just did. I'm now in this code. I'm ready to debug. One last thing I should point out is I have a little breakpoint right on this line right here. This is the line that's going to call the service program. So sax parser, there's my active breakpoint. So what I'll simply do is just press F8, or actually I'll click on this green arrow here to resume, and that will bring me to the first instance of that code. Here's my breakpoint right here. I'm on it. If I hover over this variable right now, you can see that it does indeed contain XML data, which is kind of cool. Let me do that again. I can hover over it just like this, and it shows it in the window here, and I can now see the entire variable just like that. So that's an entire XML document. I know for a fact that the second record in this table contains an even larger variable, so I'll press F8 again, and I'll hover over it just like this again, and there's my window again. There's my variable right there. You can see the entire XML document, which is very cool, far more than I was ever able to see. And even if I come to my variables view over here, you can see the variables that are here. Here's that same XML data field, and here's the variables view showing more of its contents right here. So this is pretty good. I just wanted you to get a little flavor of this. And finally, in the monitors view, you can see it there as well, that the variable is also there. You can see it there also, so I can see more of the variable. And of course, the monitors view allows me to subset my variables view. That's it. I hope you really enjoyed this little video. It gave you a little sense of what's going on. There's a lot more in RDi, in debugging especially. I promise you this is a great tool. And that's it. Till next time. See you soon. Bye now.